I'm begging you to put me out of my misery. So much for being in charge. Eyes the color of melted chocolate met his pleading gaze. Sawyer released Royce's cock and licked his glistening lips. If you want my mouth, then take it. Challenge received and accepted. Gripping Sawyer's hair with one hand, Royce fed his cock into Sawyer's eager mouth with the other. Knowing he wouldn't last long, he rocked in and out of Sawyer's mouth in short bursts. Sawyer placed his hands on Royce's thighs, signaling Royce could do whatever he wanted. The level of trust the adorable control freak showed him was as much of a turn-on as the expert suction around his pulsing dick. During sex was the only time Royce had ever seen Sawyer lose control, and it was the hottest fucking thing ever. Sawyer's gaze implored Royce to take off the kid gloves and fuck his face. And who was he to deny the man who'd taken such expert care of him while he'd been recovering? Fisting both hands in Sawyer's hair, Royce gave in to what they both wanted, snapping his hips forward and slapping his balls against Sawyer's chin. Sawyer hummed happily in his throat, sending pulsating pleasure along Royce's shaft. If that wasn't enough, Sawyer gave up on his hands-off approach, reaching between Royce's thighs to tease his pucker. Royce's head fell back and he cried out, "Finger me. You know how much I fucking love it." He wanted to experience more than a finger, but he hadn't breached the subject. Pun intended. There were many things they'd talked about during Royce's recovery, but some critical issues they'd danced around, choosing to enjoy their isolated bubble of happiness as long as they could. Royce bottoming was one of those topics. He wanted Sawyer to pin him to the bed and fuck him until he was a quivering, moaning mess, but he hadn't found the words to express it. So much for being fearless. Sawyer reached up with his free hand to find the lube, knocking bottles of shower gel, shampoo, and conditioner off the shelf in his eagerness. Royce would have laughed if he wasn't using all his concentration and energy staving off his orgasm. Then Sawyer's slick finger was pushing through Royce's pucker, past the tight ring of muscles, and sliding through his channel to peg his prostate. "Uh-huh," he grunted, bucking his hips forward and making Sawyer gag a little. "Baby, I'm sorry." Royce began to withdraw from Sawyer's mouth, but he lightly scraped his teeth along the underside of Royce's cock, stopping his retreat. Sawyer's eyes glistened with arousal, encouragement, and a need to see Royce come undone from his touch and skill. His gaze mirrored the challenge he'd issued just moments prior. Gripping Sawyer's head, Royce gave in to his instincts and fucked Sawyer's face, holding nothing back. The triple threat of Sawyer's expert sucking, prostate-pegging prowess, and the filthy expression in his eyes took Royce to the edge faster than he wanted. Unable to hold back his climax, he let go, physically and emotionally, allowing Sawyer to see the way he unraveled him and turned him inside out. At the last moment, Royce pulled his cock out of Sawyer's mouth, painting his lips and dark, weekend stubble with his cum. Royce dropped to his knees, then kissed Sawyer, sharing his salty release with the man who'd come to mean everything to him. The great sex was only a small part. Sawyer made him want to be a better man in every way that counted, including being a considerate and unselfish lover. "My turn," Royce growled against his lips, then licked them one more time. "On your feet, Detective Key, and give your sergeant a proper salute." Whatever Royce lacked in experience at sucking dick, he more than made up for it with exuberance. It wasn't long before Sawyer was a quivering mass of muscle and man, spilling down Royce's throat. Royce slowly rose to his feet afterward, pulling Sawyer into his arms. "Maybe mornings aren't so bad," Sawyer snorted. "You say that every morning." Royce shook his head. "Only the ones I begin with you."